Welcome back to my series on event room blocks. I'm Christine Shimasaki with DMAI's empowerMINT.com, where I've been talking about the should-ask questions planners really need to ask in order to better manage their room blocks. In my first post, I talked about the first two questions. Should you need a room block in the first place, and what is the value of your event? In case you missed it, I did provide a convenient link below. The third should-ask question in my framework is, really, how does the market conditions really affect your room block? While it may be difficult to do anything about market conditions, awareness and understanding to what is going on around your event will help you manage the conversations and negotiations. The elements which comprise the market do change over time and are considered quite cyclic. You'll hear colleagues talk about being in a buyer's market or a seller's market, but as you move from destination to destination, the market could be very different, and it would behoove you to understand those local conditions. I pulled out three aspects of the market I think are important for planners. One is economics, the good old supply and demand. Second is market mix, and the third is room supply. While I've never personally been fond of studying economics, one of the fundamental concepts of economics we all need to understand is supply and demand. But thank God there are experts in our industry who can provide us some very important data. For 2016, supply is forecasted to increase 1.4% compared to the demand growth of 2.2%. Demand is therefore outpacing supply. However, the growth of new hotels or the slowing demand is affecting some markets in different ways. So it's important for you to understand the specific market you're interested in holding your meeting, because this is not true for all destinations. Take note that in a seller's market, there is much more scrutiny placed on the factors surrounding the value of your business, which I explained in the previous post. Again, illustrating that all of these factors are indeed interrelated. The second aspect of market conditions is market mix. The hotel or destination has a mix of business they are optimizing, and you will lose negotiation leverage with your room block if your event jeopardizes or impacts another business opportunity. For example, if you meet in a location that enjoys a fair amount of high-rated transient business, which is weekday, and your event also meets weekday, perhaps with an arrival and departure pattern of Tuesday through Thursday, this will negatively affect the flow of transient demand, as well as other meeting events. However, conversely, if your event occurs over a weekend, then meeting in this hotel with a high transient business mix will likely provide you with more negotiation leverage, and the market mix could change depending upon the destination's seasonality. The third factor in market conditions is to be aware of the overall room supply or hotel room inventory. This third element applies whether you're looking at a meeting contained in a single hotel or a citywide convention. The room supply is the total number of rooms available, whether included in your room block or not. So the observation to make is whether you are a big fish in a small pond or a small fish in a big pond, because both scenarios impact your room block negotiations in different ways. If you're a big fish in a small pond, then your event is going to be the primary driver of revenue, and hotels are going to depend upon your event as the primary source of sales, and that comes with a lot of responsibility. Just because you're big doesn't mean that you are a better business opportunity, especially when you're unwilling to agree to attrition clauses to hedge against potential risk, or pay the type of room rates that would have otherwise been realized through other markets like business transient. Also understand how your move-in and move-out dates may displace other event business. Some factors that will work in your favor involve a strong history or track record, and repeating the facility or destinations where you have developed a strong relationship. And these are key to leverage. If you are a smaller fish and a larger pond, then booking windows may be an important consideration. For example, say your event needs 150 rooms and you're sourcing large hotels, say over 800 rooms, 5 years out. In this case, the hotel's booking guidelines will prevent offering you first option availability because you're potentially displacing larger business if they have not already been secured. And similar guidelines would certainly exist for citywide conventions. So I'm going to wrap up my post by emphasizing, ask the right questions to understand local market conditions and how your event fits with the sales strategy of the hotel or destination. And of course, seek the advice of a CVB sales professional who will cut down on the back and forth questioning with hotels as they try to understand and qualify your meeting. Because I think it's fair to say that just because you have a meeting doesn't mean it's valuable to every hotel and destination. So it's best to have these conversations in advance. Look for my next post where I'll talk about the last two questions surrounding attendee behavior and your room block results. Thanks for watching, and be sure to leave me a comment or a question that I can consider as I prepare for my last post.